Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do 85mm street photography part 2. So I'm at a place called Outtro Place, which is a nice space where there's a metro station. And it's actually connected to a very famous street here in Copenhagen called Eastergade. And I am going to go down that street and capture some hopefully cool detailed shots with my 85mm. I have, as always, my black mist filter on. It's from Nisi. It's 1/8 strength, which is really nice. It gives a really nice, dreamy, hazy look to the photos. So yeah, let's check it out. Just trying to take a couple of test shots. It's really nice outdoors cafe. It's a little bit underexposed, but I think that's okay to start with, just to get to the settings. So if I go through my settings, so the settings for tonight, I always shoot in manual mode. This is fairly new for me, and I really like that I can control all the settings that I need to control and be in total control of my camera. That sounded funny. So the settings are that I'm shooting in manual mode. This is fairly new for me. I used to shoot in aperture priority, which is a really nice mode to start out on. But I really like that I can control all the different settings of the camera to my liking. The focal length is set to the widest or the lowest, which is 1.8. The ISO is 400 right now, and I need to monitor that just in order to have the correct setting. So there's a cafe over there with the red light that I took a test shot of. Let me just try to get a bit closer. And what I'm looking for here is, see if I can capture a couple of people inside. And there's people in the window. That's always nice. It's 1.7 underexposed, 1.8 underexposed. So I put the ISO a little bit higher. It looks a little bit better. Slightly underexposed. It's a really nice shot. I really like the light reflection, the red light on the benches outside. Let me just take one more. So it's a little bit underexposed, but they shut off the red lights. This is a fairly new square where the metro station was built on the left side. And they have really cool benches that looks like a little bit like spirals. So in the summer, a lot of people hang out here, chill, have a beer, have a snack. I actually also came here with a friend last year in the summer evenings and just sat here for a nice chat. So, but it's middle of the winter, so it's a little bit empty. They have really cool small cafes here, and I think in order to capture detail shots, I probably need to be a little bit of a lurker. So I think I'll lower my ISO here. And remember, we have the golden rule of 1 over focal length, which means that in order for not to introduce camera shake, you need to stay above that. And I'm at 180 and the lens is 185, or not 185, but it's 85 millimeter, and that means if I don't keep the camera steady, it might introduce a little bit shake or blurriness. So if I go to 100, 1/100, I can be completely sure that I will not introduce it unless I have very shaky hands. It's actually a very nice picture. Alright, slightly underexposed, ISO 500. Okay, let me head down. A couple of cafes down here as well. And then we have the long street ahead of me, and that goes straight to the central station. And the history of Istergade is that it used to be, well, it is a red light district here in Copenhagen, but in the old days, in the 70s and 80s, it was more of a little bit of a dirty street. A lot of junkies and drugs and sex workers. There's a nice shot here as well. Let's see. I don't typically like to be seeing the people in the windows, and I think the girls saw me, so I just took the shot. It was a little bit underexposed. I apologize for the noise here. It's a little bit of a busy street. I'll try to clean it up in post. There's a sign over there called Neon Skiltel, which just means neon sign. I'll just try to take a photo here. Looks really cool. So I'm trying to capture all of it, including the door. Trying a different angle. It's a bakery sign, as we used to have here in Copenhagen back in the days, and I really like signs, so I'm just trying to take a photo of it. It's a little bit too underexposed. I'm gonna bump up the ISO. So it's 1.7 underexposed, so a little more than one stop. I really love how the red light is cast on the walls and the windows of the building. It looks really nice. It's a 85 millimeter. That means that if I get too close, I can't capture it. So this is a nice angle too. And the good thing about 85 millimeter is that you can capture really nice detailed shots because the compression is really nice. So your subject is isolated really well from the background. And also having the black mist filter on helps, especially light. It makes it more soft. it makes it a bit more hazy, and you know, to achieve that dreamy look, which a lot of us do like. Also remember, when you're out shooting with your camera or smartphone or whatever, just to practice a lot. There's no right and wrong. For me personally, I have a hard time taking photos of people through windows, and I actually practiced it a lot because I'm a little bit shy, and often if you stand in front of a window, try to take photo of people, they'll most likely notice you, and sometimes, you know, I think they may run out and have me delete the photo or something, but I tried it enough times to actually think it's okay. Yeah, but practice makes perfect, as you say, so get out there, shoot whatever you see in the city, explore your city, play tourist. It's actually one of the key things is to continue to explore. Oh, there's a nice sign up there. I've actually seen this many times. Now, let me see if I can take a photo here. There are also people sitting. Looks perfect. That was a head-on photo. Let me see if I can take one more. It's actually very nice. So when taking photos like this, it's always key to frame it. And in this picture, there are a lot of people sitting in the window behind the sign, so it gives a nice composition, so it's not just an empty sign. And also you can see in the foreground there's a table, and there's a little depth to it. So I'm heading down the part of the street where we have a little bit of more of a red light district vibe to it. I really like that. So the problem here is that it's 85 is too tight, and I can't get the whole front of the shot. So I rather not take the shot because I couldn't get the sign, which is the best part of the window front. I've taken pictures here before, and I took it with my 80, with my 35, and it's no problem to capture the whole front. Alright, but those are sometimes the limitations of the 85, is that you have to actually stand quite far away. So just keep that in mind if you purchase a 85mm. It's actually quite tighter than you might think. So, which means that you need to stand further back to capture whatever you try to capture. I think here I can try to get the whole front, but again, I'm standing quite far away. Normally I have my leveler on my display, and it's just nice to see if the photos are level. Of course you can do that in post, but for me it's just I'd have shaky hands or something and sometimes I feel like it's a little bit off angle, so I use that a lot. And sometimes I put on the histogram instead up here so you can see. Let me show you. Where the light is, if it's underexposed or if it's overexposed or it's perfectly exposed. So right now, as you can see, it's one stop underexposed, which is fine for me. I like to underexpose my shots. I really like that lighting there. This is kiosk means a convenience store. This is quite common in a convenience store. It means it's quite common here in Copenhagen. Looking at detail shots today, so there's a beer sign, a couple of people inside. See if I can get anything here. The best. That was really close up of the guy sitting there waiting for his food. Let's see how it turns out in post. Alright, so I'm all the way down to the central station and I am going to head back